Take two.
All right, here we are.
All right. Thank you everyone for joining today. We have a smaller crew in person. We know a ton of people are out for the holidays, so definitely just want to welcome everybody that's here and go through some of our accomplishments. It has been, this month 13, I think, right, Christy, that we're on this. And we've had some significant sort of accomplishments we would like to go over when it comes to let me go to our numbers here. We have shipped over nearly 900,000 pounds of material to Ukraine, Poland, the surrounding areas. So for a small company like us, that's a really significant accomplishment. And we wouldn't have been able to do it without anyone, all of you on the call and all of you that are listening and watching our video after. This has been truly, a collaborative effort amongst a lot of people who want to give back and really serve a population that really needs the help right now. And so thank you to everyone that's helped participate with that. Evelyn, you are kind of our honorary guest today because you are you're always here, you're always supportive. We love how you share our posts on LinkedIn and our other media channels. And so thank you for being so supportive of us and being an extra voice for our efforts. We appreciate that.
And somebody that's just showing up because she wants to know and she wants to help in some way, and not that she has a big company behind her or anything like that, that just wants to also stand with Ukraine. So we're always glad to see her. Maureen, what kind of requests are we getting now? What are the routes? Anything updates with like routes or locations or types of aid or anything like that you're aware of?
So the most recent requests we received were for like some more vehicles or school buses to go over there, and we've done some quoting for that. We haven't really received a lot of requests lately. We did receive a referral actually from the agent that we work with in Poland that helps transport material into Ukraine. They somehow made contact. Someone from the US had made contact with them about a donated shipment of medical supplies, essentially non-medicines, non-hazardous or controlled substances or anything like that. And the agent reached out to us to coordinate the logistics, from the US side. And then so we have now developed a new relationship with them. It's the Paul Corporation based out in Maryland. And so our May shipment is actually, we're sponsoring that shipment our April shipment. We're sponsoring that for the Paul Corporation. And so that is going to be sent downrange to, I believe the consignee is a church or another 501c3, but it's an avenue and a new contact, where we can, maybe develop a stronger relationship with this company that came from the work that we've done with the agent downstream. It was not come from anywhere in the US. So it was a nice, we don't see as much of that because when people are reaching out to the agents in Poland or surrounding countries, they already have things organized at the front end. So I'm not sure how they made contact initially, but it was a nice kind of circuitous introduction from a partner that we've established a relationship with since we started working on shipping product to Ukraine. So it was a nice thank you, So.
Speaking of automobiles, I know we've had behind the scenes conversations about this. We've received multiple requests about shipping automobiles. So just so we're getting it here on the recording for posterity, for those who are watching later, will you explain a little bit about the ins and outs and pros and cons of shipping automobiles? We've been asked about buses, ambulances, cars, SUVs, all kinds of things. So just let's I figure that's a good topic to cover while we're here and have time.
Yeah. So, at a very high level, let's say I had my car and I just wanted to donate it to to Ukraine. You know, you have to have a consignee on the other side, just like a regular shipment, but it also has to be drivable. It has to have a clean title. It has to be, you know, most of the stuff in the US we can ship to Europe. I mean, I've lived in Europe. I drove my car over there. There isn't, you know, there isn't like they have the same fuel. There normally isn't, you know, an issue importing the vehicle, but it's a little bit different because the shipper has to have kind of all those documents aligned. And, you know, we have to make sure at destination that they can register it and accept it. And there's just a little bit more paperwork that goes into it. So we've had one person came to us and wanted to ship like 15 school buses. So, you know, they need to make sure they can be driven and there's no lien on them, or if the lien's on them, then the lien holder releases them. And there's a couple other small details, but there's just a little bit more paperwork than normal for that, but it's definitely possible. But the main thing is it has to be drivable. And you have to know who you're shipping it to, like another container shipment. So, but yeah, we've had quite a bit. I think Lee has asked us to quote a fire truck going over there, and we're working on that. Challenge with Lee is that it's in the middle of the country, and so can't put a fire truck on the rail to get it to the port because it's too big. So it has to actually be driven to, you know, an ocean port. So we're working on that for Lee. And those of you who are on the call, you know, Lee works for Hand in Hand, and he has, they're always shipping things. They have a relationship with a church in Ukraine, and we've worked a lot with them, and they're a really good group, and they have, you know, volunteers that load their containers, and they come on the weekends and do it. So it's really been a pleasure to work with them. But yeah, we are working on the fire truck possibility right now.
Okay. Yeah. that's a unique one.
Yes.
For
Fire
sure.
trucks are, yeah. So they're bigger, they're wider, I think, than school buses. School buses are wider than even SUVs. So, and over there, fire trucks are smaller. SUVs are not nearly as big as American SUVs. So,
yeah.
Good
And the same
question.
thing, I know we've also been asked from time to time about medications, which you had mentioned earlier. So the difference between shipping medication, I know I'm treating today like an FAQ.
Yeah.
The difference kind of between shipping medications versus medical supplies.
Medications are normally controlled substances, so there has to be like a permit for that. And most people, you know, some people have come to us and said, hey, I have all these medicines I want to ship. And I'm like, there's some permits for that. We don't have that permit right now on our side, but as far as it is just a controlled substance in general, and it's also one that's controlled for export. And so the shippers usually have to have additional paperwork to essentially distribute that. Think about it, even though they're like legal drugs, and some of them they want to ship things that are prescription medicines or things that you can only get. If you kind of think about that at a macro level, like, yes, we want to get medicine to a region that needs it, but when you kind of get into the legalese of it, there are some more implications. And so it's best to work with a shipper who has all that paperwork, that they can sell it, they can donate it, they can transport it and export it, because the onus really becomes on the shipper for that. And most of the organizations that we have worked with who have inquired about this are kind of receiving these medicines secondhand, and you could understand how that might be perceived kind of at destination when a container shows up and it has rugs and clothes and shoes and medicines in there. Those sometimes are a euphemism for other things, and you know, there's just a lot more control with that. So we definitely do shy away from that and allow some of the larger kind of pharmaceutical organizations to deal with that. But we can ship, you know, all of the non-medicinal medical supplies.
Yeah, of course, because also expiration dates become a big.
Exactly. I wasn't even thinking, I was just thinking more on like the legal part, but then there does become the piece with the expiration dates. So we have seen some people have inquired about how to get some medicines there, and they've essentially used like a courier or flown a lot of them over. And they've had some easier times getting through customs with that in still an above board legal way. You know, they're not trying, we're not suggesting anybody smuggle anything in. We
Yeah.
just want to make sure that anything that we're doing is completely legal, airtight with paperwork, and likewise any of the info with medicines and things like that. It just adds a little bit more of a liability too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, great.
And yeah. Anybody else in the audience have some FAQ? It's like Jeopardy today.
I know. Well, it was like, we do so many emails back and forth about this. So this is a good
Yeah.
chance to share some of
Yeah. But yeah, I
Okay.
mean, the main things that I wanted to cover today were the fact that, you know, we still have some requests and we're keeping up with our monthly commitment to donate a container of, you know, ocean freight and drayage and export and all the management of that to the region. And we've committed our April container as well. And we're still kind of going through some requests for May, but, you know, we've reached a major milestone. I think with this next container that we ship, we might be at the 900,000 pound mark, which I would like to, you know, to congratulate our entire team for that, because while I might be more of a face of this, and same with Christy, like we are not the ones that have been doing all the hard work behind the scenes for that. The actual logistics and paperwork and coordination with truckers and steamship lines and agents and customs and paperwork, you know, that's really our team that's done that. So definitely want to make sure that they get the credit for that. They're busy working on one shipment right now, 2 people from the team. That's why they're not on the call. So
Yeah. Awesome. And we did get some updated photos and a video from Oksana. So I wanted to share that.
yeah, good.
Let's see. So these are people on the front line in Bakhmut, Kramatorsk, and Liman that are receiving the letters, enjoying the letters, and you know, reported back that they were, I mean, it was really, they thought it was a really sweet gesture, and we're excited to see just, you know, I can only imagine how tough their days are. So this must be a bright spot in their day. So it's great to get all of those. And then we have let's see, video. This is the son of one of the frontline drivers who delivers aid and letters, and I'm not sure what else, but this is his son getting one of the letters. Perhaps.
It's red now, maybe you can do it now.
Okay, hang on. Let's see if I can get over here and do it.
Things are always slow when someone's watching. It's
Always.
It's Murphy's Law.
Yep. Yeah, because of course I tested it all right before we got on.
His smile speaks volumes. The child's smile speaks volumes.
Дата 28 листопада 22 року. Місто Монтерей у Мексиці, так? Написано. Дорогий друг з України. Я сподіваюся, що в тебе... А тут і тут написано. Файн. Що в тебе все добре. Що в тебе все добре. Я хочу тобі сказати, що я молюся за мир у за вашу країну і за мир у всьому світі. Світ, написано, бачиш, світ. Це прапор України, а це прапор чого?
Мексики.
І цікавий, це ніби земна куля, да? Правильно? Серце. А ви не знаєш, що таке синтез?
Ну, будь моля. Ну, звісно, Орчик правильно каже.
А це серце, бачиш?
Орчик, може, ти хочеш подякувати? А я. А як?
Просто подякувати.
Бачите, з любов'ю Паула. Це дівчинка написала, значить.
So yeah, that's dad reading the letter. They're talking about what's on the letter, and then he says thank you at the end. So just really, really sweet, really cute. So we'll have more of those coming from Oksana. They're working with the school kids to get more of those videos and letters, and then probably diverting a few more to the front line as well. But always encouraging to get those.
Well, yeah, I mean, the main things that we wanted to cover were just to, continue to spread the word that, Vector is still committed to helping get aid over into the region. And we are still interested in connecting shippers and consignees and people, whether it be through this monthly call or separately, our email at ukraine@vectorgl.com. We take requests there. Yes, we are a freight forwarder, but we also are, really trying to connect. So feel free to come to us if you think that we might be able to open a door for you or put you in touch with someone that might need something, or if you have a want, we might be able to connect you with someone who is donating that or selling that. We are really trying to truly live by kind of logistics with purpose here. So don't just look at it as we're only here to fulfill the transportation aspect and that's all, because I think if you talk to anybody on our calls or that's affiliated with us, they know that we really just want to connect and help make things happen.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure. And just appreciate everybody that's been involved in this from start to finish. And yeah, we'll keep going for sure.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for everyone watching later, and we will see you next month.
Okay.
Bye-bye.